Alright, there we go. Can everybody hear me okay? Well, I must have some lag. Yeah, something to do with the microphone on the webcam is doing that. Alright, so how is everybody doing today? Oh, I didn't want to go through my headset. I don't know how good it is. I just got the earphones working. I am pretty darn good, Barbarossa. How are you doing, Mr. Sparklebeard? Strange. Maybe it just had to adjust or something. Since I see you were here even before the... Oh, hi Natalia, welcome. I have a thing for flashlights on my hat there, eh? Yeah. From work? Yeah. Well, if you're ever caught in the dark, you won't be. There's my hydrate for you there, Barbarossa, since I see you were in the chat even before this the stream had started. Today I am not working on anything. I'm just here to answer your questions. This is not my normal computer, so I don't work on this one. So, I didn't actually, not before the stream. How long is it? Can I do it in stream, you think? Or would you prefer I not do it in stream there, Sparkles? Sorry about that, it's not the Rona. Okay, well, throw me up another link to it in the chat there, and I'll throw it up in stream, and we'll do it right here. Yeah, there's a ton of smoke in the air in this room, too. Well, this is making me cough. Okay, we're going to take a look at Barbarossa Sparklebeard's Google document article. Okay. Homebrew rules. My setting. Combat rules. Flanking. Flanking on squares. When a creature and at least one of its allies are adjacent to an enemy and on opposite sides or corners of the enemy's space, they flank that enemy. And each of them has +2 to their attack bonus and melee attack rolls against that enemy. When in doubt about whether two creatures flank an enemy on a grid, trace an imaginary line between the centers of the enemy's spaces. Centers of the creature spaces. The line passes through opposite sides or corners of the enemy space. The enemy is flanked. Okay. There are 4 or more creatures that +2 bonus to attack them +5. This is 5th edition you're doing this for? Is a +5 to an attack roll a common thing in 5th edition? Because that's a lot in Pathfinder. Yeah, that's a lot of pluses in Pathfinder. I was wondering if that's a normal thing in there's some for higher level monsters. Okay. Yeah. Then the only thing I would think about changing there is change pack tactics to gang tactics. Pack tactics insinuates that there's some sort of organization to it. Alright? Right. Yeah, packs generally have some sort of strategy and tactics to their attack. Right? In this case, you're just getting it from sheer numbers. Right? The sheer volume of attack. Right? Accuracy through volume of fire. Right? You know, so that's more gang than it is pack. Okay. Okay. Flanking on hexes. When a creature and at least one of its allies are adjacent to an enemy and on opposite sides of the enemy's space, they flank that enemy and each of them gain a +2. Their attack bonus and attack rolls against that enemy. On hexes, count the enemy from one creature to count around the enemy from one creature's ally against medium or small enemy. Enemy flanks if there are 2 hexes between them. Against a large creature, the allies flank if there are 4 hexes between them. Against huge, they must have 5, and against the gargantuan, they must have at least 6 hexes between them. Okay. Again, gang tactics as opposed to pack tactics. Okay, this thing on health potions makes sense to me if that's just what you want to do in your game rolls. Alright. Makes potions really quite powerful. I'm sure you're aware of that. Potions of healing. Alright, first level character can come basically from the brink of death to full health with a common potion. Right. Okay. You're weakening how much rest heals you. That makes sense. It's basically designed so that you can rest overnight and carry on the next day in 5th edition, and you want to slow it down a bit. Have wounds mean something. That makes sense. Sure. Make damage more realistic. It doesn't just heal overnight. Makes sense to me. Huh. But yeah, you said skip the minions part, so alright, buddy. They're not hack up the fur ball in mom's bed, or she's gonna be really mad. Okay, so we'll skip that for now. That's pretty cool so far, right? It's pretty clear. Basically, it just means that the more you gang up on a monster, the better you get on against it, and that makes sense. Might steal that. So, I'd of course tone it down for Pathfinder. Anyway, so does anybody else have any questions or articles they want me to look at? All right. I give preference to World Anvil articles, of course, but we'll look at pretty much any article. All right. Personally, I would switch that to an article on World Anvil, maybe a prose article there. Barbarossa. It's safer there. Right? Unless you sprung for a master's membership, in which case make it a manuscript. I'd start moving it over now. Keep that as your scrapbook and yeah. What Sable said. I think most players like to know what the rules of the world are about. Sable. I mean, I'm sure there are some who just don't care, but most like to know the rules. Okay. Okay, we'll dig around Rowan's world for now. Who's this? This is my thing, so I'll follow this. Okay, let's go here and go back to here. That'll happen there. Alright. Okay. Labradorite. Okay, Echo Storms. I guess I should read this out loud. Okay. Echo Storms. Echo Storms happen all over the face of Righ. First, the clouds gather like for any other storm, then magical items. Okay, you don't need a capital here. That's not necessary. And I like to put 2 spaces after a sentence. Before a sentence. I think it looks cleaner and neater. Just personal thing. And then magic items start to glow red. This is a warning that an echo storm, you need an N there, an echo storm is about to happen. In less than an hour after the glow starts, the clouds deepen to a crimson tinged black. Okay, red lightning rips across the sky. The wind blows and the strangeness. You need a double bracket or a double parentheses here. Parentheses and article, right? In this case, I would say this is, let's see here. Natural law. Yeah. And so you need bracket, natural law, bracket, or well, parentheses, open paren, natural law, close paren there. Hey DM Stretch, good to see you. I don't know why my video is so small, but there we go. I'm sure I don't know how to change that. I'll figure that out some other time. Well, I'll figure out some other time how to change the text color in this window to something other than black, because you can't see that. God bless Canada, yeah, hey? We get an I. There is an I in Canada. Okay, back to what I was doing. Okay. Erin says echo storms are echoes of the Great Storm event, I believe. Nope, that's it. Great Storm, maybe natural law again. Myth legend might work too. But you can use either myth or legend in brackets. Okay. The hell? Oh, an isolated. Well, hey. Welcome, Raiders. I'm doing pretty good. I'll come back to my face here. Yeah. Which template is she'd recommend natural law, yeah. Yeah, Rowan, alright. After the at Great Storm, you need to put open paren, no space after the M. Just an open paren, no space, and then put in there natural space law, close paren. And the same for after the strangeness. Echo storm from Okay, I hear this here. Okay, where was I? The strength of the magic in an echo storm. You need an N again. That was in there. Is such that it is blinding when viewed with a detect magic or the like. When an echo storm, an there, comes, all seek shelter in specially designed spaces that protect one from the strangeness. At such times, one must give hospitality to any strangers. It is a crime that is punished by the gods to turn away anyone. And I think sin would work better here, because sin is it's a crime punished by the gods. That's what a sin is. And is it actively punished by the gods? Like, there's a 100% chance if you turn somebody away during these storms that the gods are going to make you die of, like, dysentery or something? Okay, I'll help you out with figuring out how to link those later, or Sable will there, Ron. Okay. Just looks better when they're linked properly. How to link articles in her article here, where she put the @ signs. There she's got other articles. Right here. How to link this Sable to the article she wrote called The Strangeness. And how to link this to the article that she wrote called Great Storm. Personally, I'd move this @ sign to the other side of the, if I were you. And make sense, Sable? DM Stretch, you're asking why we're seeing Sable's Streamlab? I stream on Sable's channel just because it's easier than trying to keep track of 2 separate user lists and stuff like that. And, you know. Yeah. Oh. You ever seen this? Because it's set to capture the desktop. Yeah, it's set to capture the desktop, so when I switch back and I forget to switch to the FaceTime right away, you're just catching the Streamlabs that I'm... Alright. Yeah, no, it's just desktop capture. That way it makes it easier for switching between different stuff for me. Yeah. Yeah, Stretch is just figuring out different things with his stream, I think. Yeah, that's exactly it, Nasal. I tend to jump between programs and stuff like that for. Thanks, Des. I ordered them on Wish. I think I paid $2 for them or something. Plus $2 for shipping. Well, since I'm never outside without a hat on. Not the center of the hat. Shit. Slipped off the center. Nope, that's not centered. Whole fucking hat's not centered now. There. Alright. Now I'm done fucking with my hat. Flash the lighter players. I find when you have the lights off when you're gaming, players just cheat. It's dark, so yeah, it could be a 7, could be a 19. Yeah, 3 screens, yeah. Posture check and hydrate, okay. What do you mean, like when they're facing a god or something? They're looking at me, they are facing a god. Yeah, I'll probably change that for my next stream anyways, but... Especially if you're playing Setites, then headlamps should not be allowed. Feel it out, you fucker. Yeah, she's right there, Sparkles. I don't need any encouragement to smoke a pipe. Yeah. The only thing I don't do on air is smoke pot. I'm allowed, I guess, so you're allowed to do anything that's legal in your area, but okay, be right back, just a second. Okay, back. Yeah, I'd really love to know that too, there, DM Stretch. For those of you who weren't in the World Anvil stream today, alright, I believe it was DM Stretch mentioned a site like Art Breeder for fantasy races. Yeah, I know. We're waiting on DM Stretch. So grace us with a link, DM Stretch. There we go. Hmm. That's pretty neat. Sorry guys, got lost in that for a while there. Dad, see you. That's pretty wicked. I think I will definitely keep that dmheroes.com. So everybody went quiet all of a sudden. Did we lose everybody? No. You know, I'm going to take a 5-minute bio break. Well, med break. They're all playing with DM Heroes. That's right. Okay. I'll be back in 5 to 10. Hey Rowan, I don't know if you've caught the message yet, but the Monday game is going to be canceled this week. Alright, haven't had a chance to talk to Blake yet. If you guys pass the word around to the rest of the crew. Yeah, thanks, Ved. Yeah, that's the other reason too, because Gareth can't make it. I was, like they're moving to where you are, aren't they? So chances are you might have problems making it too. Why overlap stuff? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, Imperia. You'd have to, because... Yeah. No, just easier to cancel one game and talk to Blake first. Okay. Thanks, Mubot, for just announcing a game we just canceled. Right. Back in a minute. Well, second. Just gotta blow my nose. Sorry, was that question directed at me, Sable? What do I think is important that you move over to the World Anvil site? Well, anything that you've personally written. Anything on Orcish language, anything on the NPCs, because they're all homemade. Right? I think eventually you get everything, of course. But right now I would leave there all the stuff that's basically copyrighted. And work on the stuff that isn't copyrighted or can have the copyright chiseled off pretty easily to start with. No. No, I don't think it's needed. We're changing the Elvish language anyways. We're changing the language anyways. The only thing that I would move over is the language table, the names table, because you used that in last names. And yep, and we're gonna have to combine our Elvish language sometime. Well, at least Elfin. Oh, we got the dictionary there on like soft copy there, Ron. If you need it, you can have it. Yeah, I'm sure. I am speaking for Sable, but yeah, I would consider that if I were you, babe. Yeah, but I don't think it's priority. Okay, well. Since you're listening, babe, could you bring me a couple in Proxim? The bottle's sitting in between mine and Steve's chairs. Yeah, you might. That might be true. Back in a minute. As exciting as that would have been to see Sable half naked, right? I respect her privacy. And her agency and my life. I know, I thought so too. Yeah. See, that's why I'm an old GM, because I think about these things. Kidneys. Oh, yeah. Is there any other questions for me in Ask an Old GM? Or is there any other articles you want people would like me to look at? Or... Yeah, okay. We'll do some more of Rowan's World conversion stuff. Okay, I like this, so I'm gonna like it. What the hell? Why does it do this to me? Always takes me to my home page when I... Okay, Labradorite tree. Okay. Okay. Labradorite trees can only be found in the elven land of Bluewood. They are monstrously huge and covered in a thick, gray-blue tough bark that will swiftly dull the most sharp of blades. Do they Labradoress? Right? Do they have Labrador essence? That's what I mean by do they Labradoress? Right? That might be interesting to put in there. The Elves of Bluewood, you need a bracket settlement after this. live-in ones that have been sung into houses by druids. Nice. Alright, do you plan to have an article on singing these into houses? Because you might want to link that here. Alright. The large green leaves. Ah, okay. The large blue-green leaves with an iridescent sheen are often made into clothing and bags and pouches. Okay. How? That might be an interesting sub-article on that. Right. Even an article like in the summer camp tradition of what it is used for, right? Yeah, I can't remember what category that was, but you know, yeah. Okay. The forest of labradorite trees are filled with large blue herbivorous dinosaurs. Missed an S there. With long necks. Right. You either need to put dinosaurs and long necks and take out the A here, or put an A here. Right. So it either says filled with a large blue herbivorous dinosaur with a long neck, or filled with large blue herbivorous dinosaurs with long necks. That graze. You want to lose the S there on the leaves of the trees. The labradorite wood is highly coveted and seldom if ever sold. Right? The trees are next to impossible to cut down, so there are only 3 ways to gain wood from them. Gleaning of fallen branches and twigs that are occasionally drooped. You meant 2 P's here, not 2 O's. By the browsing dinosaurs. Convincing a druid to wood shape you something. You need a thing here. Out of a tree, and last but not least, occasionally an echo storm will cause the loss, 2 S's, not lose, of leaves and branches, and once in a century it might actually cause the death of one of the great trees by breaking it or causing it to fall. Leaves are only available by the same methods. Yeah, okay. The question I'd have to ask is it possible to climb it and just pull a leaf off? I mean, you've said that they've been sung into houses by druids. Alright, how big are they? That's something that isn't clear in here, is how big are these trees? Alright. Right. And if you're trying to shave the serial numbers off of your ex's stuff that you were mostly responsible for, right? Then this makes more sense to make these labradorite trees just big trees, right? Not immense, gargantuan, psychotically large trees, right? Yeah, she's right. You can find a complete list of the things and you need to put the brackets. They're called parentheses, by the way, not brackets. Brackets are the square things. And, but brackets is easier to say in casual conversation. Right? Right. For a template under design option. In the right hand sidebar of your article editing window, so you never have to guess. Yeah. Okay, what was not easily picking the leaves off? Right? If I were you, I would well, steal from the ironwoods as much as you want. You have my permission. Those are my creation. Right? But the ones that you're referring to anyways. Right? I'm sure that there are a million ironwoods elven woods out there, right? Right. Yeah. All right. You know, so I would, but if I were you, I was reading what Dan Stretch had to say there. You know whether to say brackets or square brackets. Yeah. Right. I just had to learn the proper terms from because I use voice to text, and it has to be able to translate what it is. Yeah. Right. But I would make them just large trees. Right. There's a lot of them. Right. And they're sacred to the druids. So the druids will defend them vigorously. And by vigorously, I mean by sticking the entire goddamn forest on you. Right? And if they're hard to cut, right, unless you've got labradorite knives or saws or whatever, right, I'm sure that the druids would make sure there's never such a thing as a labradorite saw made. Right? As long as they can get away with that. Right? Yeah. Right? You know, and if they ever caught somebody with a labradorite saw, they'd probably put them to death. Druids are not nice people. You know, they believe in the balance of nature. Right? And you want to kill the sacred tree, they figure that it's their sacred right to do the same to you. Okay. Yeah, so yeah. And then they would take that saw and probably burn it or cut it into something else, or you know. Oh yeah, small saws. Yeah, hand saws that might be able to shape a branch or something, right? But nothing that's gonna be able to do that. No axes, no, you know. Or cast Sick'em Dinosaur and take the saw. You're way too nice there, DM Stretch. Druids are not that nice. they caught you in their forest with a big bloody saw trying to cut down one of their sacred trees, right? They might bugger you with it before they killed you. Yeah, more likely he's sick of dinosaur, yeah. Yeah. But even elven druids are not nice guys. They're nicer than most druids, but... You know, remember that if you create this for 3.5, which is what you play mostly, druids have to remain partially neutral in alignment, and therefore they can't be chaotic good, which is what elves generally are. Right? Waiting for these damn naproxen to take effect, because I really hurt today. Yeah, and orc druids can be neutral evil. So in the Grove, you never know. I don't think it moves the Overton window at all. Posture check. Yep, crappy. Write me a sentence. No. But I'll take you up on your hydrate. Hail hydrate. You see, if you redeem those write a sentence things, those are for Sable, so that means now Sable has to write you a sentence. Erin smoked more weed. I don't smoke weed on air, and I just took a break like half an hour ago to do that, so... Okay, Sparkles, go ahead. What do you mean when I'm doing combat? Are you referring to when I do combat there, Barbarossa? Oh, a regional map? I try to, if I can. Alright, I'm getting better with Incarnate in doing regional maps, so I'm doing more of them there. Right, and, yeah. Alright, but right? Maps of the area where there's campaign is set. I'm trying to do more of them. I'll say that. Right, but yeah, mostly it's theater of the mind. Sean's right. Hey, Sean, how's it going, girl? It can leave room for interpretation by the players, yes. Headache, my favorite. Yeah. Okay. Fortunately, my head is something that doesn't hurt today. One of the few things, but it is one of the things. Alright, yeah, so in answer to your question there, Barbarossa, until recently it's been mostly theater of the mind, and Rowan is right. My maps appear later in the game when I have a clearer idea of where and how things are, right? How X relates to Y, and how Y relates to Z, and how Z relates to X, right? And then I'll get maps done from it. Right? And I try to be as close to canonical as I can when I make my map. So if I said that, Barbarossaville was 20 kilometers away from Siobhan Town, right? I try and make sure that I have them 20 kilometers apart on the map, right? And if I said that that Stretchton was 100 kilometers from either of them, then I would trace a triangular area that would be about 100 kilometers away. Alright, Stretch, I'll have a look at your short work in progress article. You bet. Multipass. Wow. How dare you multipass me? Not kidding. Okay, try now. Okay, try the same one. Aha! Okay. Alright. Picture of undead chick with daggers. Zuharit. Would that be right? Zuharit or Zuharit? Zuharit or Zuharit? It. Okay. Zuharit. Zuharit Undead Hybrid. These creatures are created by taking bodies, usually of human, Vidalkin, or elves, and using established simic methods, grafting parts of waterborne creatures onto them. These can include the many varied parts and other adjustments, including gills, large crab or lobster-type claws, fins, and many others. When they are brought to life as mindless undead bio-experiments created for one purpose, to assist the Zuharit in their goal of ultimate control over Ravinica. Before they are fully brought to consciousness, they are stored in large vats in the growth chambers to be preserved until they are needed. Good job. They have 3 main ranks, these being the basic Thrall, the Savage Primal, and the Stronger Soldier, each having its own purpose. Are these actual ranks, or are these just like ranks as in like sergeant, private, or ranks as in 1, 2, 3? Is I guess my question there. Breeds, okay. 2 different breeds, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh. Put your screen back. Okay, they have 3 main breeds. These are the basic Thrall, the Savage Primal, and the Stronger Soldier, each having their own purpose. Alright, you should have links to Thrall, Primal, and Soldier. Primal and Soldier. They're not intelligent enough to use weapons, but they are not created to be, as they are made to use the natural weapons they have been given. These abominations are nothing more than mere cannon fodder, a disposable number to be used to satisfy the Zuharit's ultimate goal. Makes sense? Yep. Oh, I didn't see this over here. Okay. You've got sidebar. Never mind. Never mind. Ignore my last thing about links. Because I'm a moron. These soldiers have many advantages over any living being the Splinter faction would be able to use. They are not only stronger, but being undead, they are far more resilient and don't possess their own minds, so cannot think for themselves. A perfect expendable minion. Yep. The claws they are often granted come from a certain type of crab found only in the most remote zonas of the Simic Guild. I'm not sure what a zonat is, right, but I'd like to. Maybe a link. Zonats or Zonats of the Simic Guild, if that's the link. Right? And are strong enough to cut through all but the toughest materials, able to chomp through flesh and bone like butter. Okay, these horrific bio-experiments are made for one purpose, and one alone, to be mere minions of the Zuharit's aim to wrest sole control of the realm of Ravinica from the 10 guilds that have existed for over 10,000 years. Comma, by force. So otherwise what you're saying here is from the 10 guilds that have existed for over 10,000 years by force. So by force they have existed for 10,000 years. Yeah. Yeah, that's why you want to comment comma there. Otherwise, you have to link the. Oh wait, just a second here. You also want a comma before the 10, after the 10 guilds, comma, that have existed for over 10,000 years, comma, by force. And that makes that sentence grammatically correct. Okay, reading the sidebar. The Thrall. The Thrall hybrids are the lowest tier of the monsters produced by the rebel faction. They are the smallest of the three kinds made to work in packs where their numbers would be their main advantage. Only the smallest of corpse specimens are used for Thrall, as they are designed to be the basic rank and file, the Primal and the Soldier having more specialized purposes. The Primal. These are genetically and magically enhanced to produce much greater muscle mass. The Primal specimens are the heavy hitters of the experimental army. These are designed to break the lines of the enemy, being pure brutes. Their sheer size and strength being able to tear apart all but the most powerful opponent. The Primals are the raw berserkers of the bioengineered forces. Okay? I'd love to see a stats page for the Thrall, the Primal, and the Soldier. The Soldier. These are made to be the mainstay of the undead horde, okay? Size-wise, they're in between the Thrall and the Primal. The strongest and freshest specimens only are used for this variant of hybrid. The soldiers are the ones made to hold the line against those that would stand against the Zuhurit's forces, taking full control of Ravnica. That's a really long, sort of convoluted sentence. The soldiers are the ones made to hold the line against those who would stand against the Zuhurit forcefully taking control of Ravnica. Okay, it makes sense. You can say it in a breath. These are the highest ranking of the undead forces. And above them are the living members forces of the Splinter faction. While their rank doesn't really officially stand for much, being near enough mindless undead, the soldier is less expendable than a mere thrall. Right. While their rank doesn't really officially stand for much, comma, being near, right? You've got a comma there. Right, being near enough to the mindless undead, the soldier is less expendable. Alright, you want another comma after being near enough to mindless undead, comma. Because you can take that part out and the sentence still makes sense. Right, while the rank doesn't officially stand for much, the soldier is less expendable than a mere thrall. Right? What you're doing here is explaining why it doesn't stand for much. So you need a comma. Yeah. Showcase or critique, okay? Your pollinators article. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. Okay. Was I unclear in anything there, Stretch? I'm glad to see that there will be a stat box and such for the Thrall, Primal, and Soldier. Oh. Yeah, that's what editing is for, actually. You know? Okay. How about I take my last break here, Siobhan, and I will read your article when we get back. So I will put it up on the screen, for me anyways, so that I don't lose it in the chat. But I'm going to take a quick break because I need to take some painkillers. Okay, I'm back. No, I did not take the full counter. I said I was going for about 5 minutes. Kuda the Elder raided with 3 viewers. Thank you for the raid, Kuda. Aloha. Aloha Makaro. Okay. We'll get right on this article now. Pollinators. Sprites. The magically productive pollinators. Though there are many pollinators throughout Core Agenda, the most prolific of these are the tiny fae known as sprites. They spend all of their time hopping from flower to flower, gathering pollen and nectar. They've become so involved in this that they forget the need to deposit their load back someplace where they can use it later. Like most small children, sprites love to play in wide open fields of flowers, playing games like tag and follow the leader, their tiny feet dancing across the blooms, gathering pollen and depositing it on other blossoms. As they go through the field, you can see great clouds of pollen rising in the air, to be blown away by the wind caused by their tiny wings fluttering fast enough to be very difficult to see. While they play their games, vast plains, fields, and orchards become pollinated and fruit can be soon seen to develop. There have been rare occasions where cross-pollination has resulted in some rather unique fruit. It is rumored that there is a farmer who slowly turned his apple orchard into a strawapple orchard, though there is no one that is quite sure. That is no one but the sprites. The farmer and the sprites have come to an agreement that if they are to play in his orchard is only amongst the trees growing there, so his crop remains pure. For this agreement, he offers them some of the juice of the fruit, as well as a bowl of the finest strawapple brandy. Sprites like to play tag with bees, ride bats, and pretend to be acrobats or traveling bards. Manifestation. Sprites are about 3 to 6 inches tall normally. When the time comes for sprites to propagate, they can become as tall as 4 feet tall. They will mate with anyone willing and have nearly indefatigable. I've just never seen that word before. I'm sure it is one. This is Siobhan's one. Libido during this time. They have gossamer wings in jewel and metallic tones. The outer rims and veins have a metallic sheen, while the transparencies take on jewel tones. They enjoy brightly colored cloths, of which they wear very little. Missed an E. Dyslexic moment. Cool. I like it. And of course, it's going to take me back to my homepage. Well, damn. I don't know why it does this. If anybody's got an answer, let me know. Alright, I want to like this article. And then it goes to my homepage. Bloody hell. I'm not sure if it is a bug or maybe it's something I've got turned on somewhere. Right? Apparently I'm the only one who does it. Because nobody else has ever seen it. Yeah, okay, I'll report a bug after. No, I don't think so, because it doesn't do a disable. Well, she's not my exact level, but she's, you know, I'm Sage, she's in her sanctum, right? You don't get any more site permissions, really. I don't know. I'll report it as a bug after my stream, I suppose. Okay, yeah, you were saying there, DM Strikes, that you can post up the stat block. Alright, so why don't you go ahead and do that, and I'll take a look at that. Okay, showcase or critique. You heard that. Okay. Now we will go. Okay. Zuhret Hybrid Thrall. Plus 14 natural armor, so it's got about 4 points of natural armor. 2d8 plus 3. Okay, I'm curious there, why only 11 hit points? The average of 2d8 plus 3 is 12. Just curious. Okay, immune to poison and poisoned condition, yeah. Dark vision, passive perception. Understands the language of human life but can't speak. Challenge 2. Pack tactics. The thrall has advantage on attack roll against a creature. If at least one of the thrall's allies within 5 feet of the creature in the ally. Okay, that makes sense, sure. Multi-attack. The hybrid can make 2 attacks with its claws. Claw, melee weapon. at +4, range 5 feet, 1 target, damage is 7. Yeah, okay. I guess that's a curious thing that maybe people don't know. Is it well known how you find the average of a die? To figure out what an average dice roll would be? I don't know, is it well known? See, and that's what you're doing mistakenly there, Dan Stretch. The average of the die is the average of the highest and the lowest number, right, added together. Right, so if your highest number is 6 and your lowest number is 1, it's half of 7. So 3.5 is your thing. Now, since you can't roll a half, in most game systems they say drop it, unless there's 2 of them. So every second die you add 1 to. Right? So if your your average is on 2d8, right? Your average on each is 4.5. So your average is 9 plus 3 is round down any fractions, yes, on the total number. Yeah. You should only have any 0.5s no matter what, right? But yeah. So the average of the die, right, on a D3, the average is 2, right? On a D4, the average is 2.5, right? That's one of the reasons why, right? On a D6, the average is 3.5. On a D8, the average is 4.5. On a D10, the average is 5.5. On a D12, the average is 6.5. And on D20, the average is 10.5. That's why they always use 10 or 11 as the default for attributes, right? They'll give them 3 10s and 3 11s. That's average. Hope that helps people. Yeah, hope that helps people. Had a frog in my throat there. He was going, "What are you doing?" Okay, back to what we were doing here. So as you chat something just as I left. Hey, Dizzy. Perfect. Now you'll be in line with the other products by Wizards of the Coast that use the 5th edition system. How you doing, Macaro? Yes, that is a headlamp on my hat brim. It's not on, but I can catch the sunlight with it. Thank you. I bought it on Wish. I think it cost me $2. Might have been $4. Wasn't expensive. Works like a son of a bitch too. Like, let's check this out. Yeah, I can agree with that there. DM Stretch, sure. Sure, amphibious to this thing. Alright. Give them a swim speed. Oh, you gave them a swim speed, so yeah, you're gonna want amphibious on it. You might want. Well, yeah, it's undead. People don't need to know it doesn't breathe. It's natural, it doesn't breathe. Okay, can I talk a little bit about how to keep the world moving in the background of the game? You mean having people do things off camera, like the NPCs continue to do things? Is that what you're referring to, Dizzy? Off-camera NPC stuff. Well, mostly, I try to keep in the back of my head, right, when I introduce an NPC, what their motivations are. Right? So, like, if I introduce you to an innkeeper who just wants to start a family, right? The next time players meet him, I try and keep that in the back of my head. World Anvil makes it beautiful for that. I don't know if you use World Anvil. If you don't, you should. I think I've got a link for it. Nope, he doesn't. But okay, good. You started playing with World Anvil. That's good enough. Right. Yeah, put it in there under a character. Right, and yeah, and put down what their motivation is. Innkeep Jacob wants to start a family, so he has something. So he has someone to leave his bar to. Okay, right, next time they come back to the inn, I consider, okay, they've been gone a month, right? I consider things like, at this point, what is Jacob's charisma, right? Is it above average, or is it just average, or is it below average, right? And then I determine the likelihood, based upon the time that the characters have been gone, that Jacob is now in a relationship with somebody, right? Right. So, right. Then I either check my NPCs to see whether or not there's somebody in the town that I've already made up that would be a good relationship for Jacob, right? Or if not, I make somebody up as a new name, right? This time they come in here and there's a woman serving tables about Jacob's age. Her name introduces herself as Alice, right? Jacob's girlfriend, right? Then I would put on her thing, desires to start family with Jacob, right? And then when next time they come back, right? Yeah, right? Well, I was getting into that, yeah, or maybe you could write down in a bad relationship, or something like that. Think she's in a bad relationship, right? Whatever you want to do, you check both the NPCs the next time, and you determine how likely it is they are still together, right? If Jacob is of good disposition, right? He's a nice guy, right? I'm not talking alignment good. I'm talking about good disposition. He doesn't get drunk and smack her around, right? You can be pretty assured that comfort is a big point in a relationship, right? It's easier to stay in a relationship where it's comfortable than it is to leave one, right? So if she's got no bad reason to leave him after 3 months the characters have been gone, maybe they're planning a marriage now, right? So next time he comes in, right, maybe she's pregnant and they're planning a marriage now, right? Because the truth is that two people in a stable relationship fooling around for 3 months, right? If they're young and healthy and not using any sort of birth control, yeah, crossbow wedding. We better get married now. Darn it. Yeah. But on the other hand, as far as Jacob's concerned, this is a good thing. This doesn't mean that as far as Alice is concerned, this is a good thing. Right? So maybe Alice is thinking it's too early to tie herself down, and she doesn't want to get married because then she'd be tied down to him, and her intention is to have the baby and then leave him with it and take off, right? So she's resisting any date on the marriage. Right? And you just consider these motivations each time that the character is reintroduced to the party, right? And that way you don't have to consider, right? Yeah, that's possible too, Siobhan. Yeah, maybe she has another lover on the side. Maybe he's got another lover on the side now, right? Because she's done like many pregnant women and gone very frigid while she's pregnant, right? Doesn't want to be touched, right? Right? So, and then you look at it this way, okay, you determine how pregnant is she. If they know about it, it's obviously more than about 6 weeks. right? Unless they have magical means of knowing about pregnancies, like magical pregnancy tests, or they have chemical pregnancy tests, which involve, at the time that most of these games take place, they did have pregnancy tests. They would take a bullfrog. Yeah, often, yes. Right? Right? They would take a bullfrog and inject it under the skin with the urine of a pregnant woman or a suspected pregnant woman. If the bullfrog dies, she's pregnant. Because the hormones created by pregnancy will kill a bullfrog. Right? So there are means of detecting pregnancy, but in the bullfrog method only does it after a missed period, right? Or the time elapsed of a missed period, so about 2 weeks. I don't know, man. How'd they discover that you can eat the fruit of the tomato, but the leaf and stalk are poisonous? Somebody did it, right? You know, some scientist, right, went, well, I have 2 bullfrogs, and I have 2 women's urine. One I know is pregnant, one I know isn't. Inject both bullfrogs with urine. Oh, the one with pregnancy died. So check another bullfrog. Does it kill it? Yes. Check another bullfrog with the other one. Doesn't kill it. Okay. Right? You know, I hate to say it, but a lot of the medicine that we have today was got because of Nazis. Nazi experimentation upon the unfortunates of Germany during World War II. Right? It's just that wherever there are people inhumane enough to experiment on things. Yep, that's absolutely true, Stretch. Without the V2 rocket, we'd have no space. And Dizzy had said, and it got flagged for Nazi in the words, most painkillers and amphetamines we have were Nazi inventions. Well, not most, but a great many of them, yes, they were. Right? I mean, many of them were used long before there were Nazis. Right? Yep, that's true, that too. Okay, won't allow Nazi, won't allow Nazis. Alright. We don't mind talking about Nazis here. Especially not in the United States where you are being run by them at the moment. Yeah, right. Aspirin was, well, the predecessors to aspirin, which is aspen bark, right, was boiled into teas and used as a painkiller since time immemorial. Right, cannabis has been used as a painkiller since they started growing it in Tibet about 3,500 years ago. Right? You know, But amphetamines, I will agree with you, they did a lot of work with amphetamines. Right? Yeah. And that probably was discovered by bite down on this, it makes it feel better. Okay, gaming question, Dizzy says. I recently read an article that suggested making puzzles that have no concrete solutions and letting players come up with something creative and making that the solution. Is that a viable tactic? Absolutely. Absolutely. I do it all the time. Right? I'll say, well, they're attacking me. Oh, and they'll go, okay, well, we'll take a look at the map, or they'll ask questions about the area and determine, well, they've got to attack by the river. Right? And so, oh yeah, that's smart. They did that, so they attack by the river. Right? You know, and that rewards players for ingenuity and stuff like that. Right? Sometimes players I don't reward for ingenuity. Like if I've got a concept in mind and intend on doing something and you do something against that concept, well, you know, right? So for example, if they're all going to attack by giant eagles, and I haven't told you that, you kind of prefer your many party system where the right wing extremists are only 20% of the seats because normal right wing and central party do most of the vote. Right? At least that way we never get a neo Nazi as prime minister. Yeah, you're in Canada, Macaro? Me too. Right. Oh, Netherlands. Nice. Right, you told me that before. Yeah. I think the Netherlands have had enough of Nazis to last them for several hundred lifetimes. That's basically what happened to us here too in our last election, is that the right wing and the extreme right wing split the right vote. The centrists all voted liberal, right, and the left wing split the left vote. So we ended up with a liberal government. Right, but last time it was a minority government, so that means that they can't effectively do anything on their own. They have to have one of the other parties to make up enough seats to pass the law. Right? And so that's great, Macaro. That guarantees there's never going to be a populistic right-wing party elected in your country. Ah, I see. Yeah, yeah. We've got the Liberals who cabinet with either the NDP or the Bloc Québécois, and right, the Bloc Québécois are socially liberal, economically conservative, and the NDP are economically liberal and and socially liberal, right? The liberals are economically liberal and socially conservative. I think, or the other way around. I can't remember. Anyway, so the opposite of the Bloc Québécois, right? And so they always end up pulling them in the Overton window to the left. Yeah. Yep. We got the Bloc and the NDP pulling things to the left often, legislatively. Right. The Bloc are economically liberal, socially conservative. Right. The liberals are socially liberal and economically conservative. Right. And the NDP are socially and economically liberal. Right. And we're gaining more power in the NDP. Well, we lost a lot of seats in the last election, but that's only because people are fools. We got a far left a couple of far left parties. The NDP, and supposedly on the left is the Green Party, but unfortunately for anybody in Canada, they never read the Green Party platform because it's pretty bloody right wing. They're basically conservatives with composters. Enough political talk. Enough talk. Yeah, steampunk steam age just sounds nerd. Yes, that's true. Right? But steampunk industrial revolution sounds good. Yep. Yeah, I hear you, Macaro. That's right. So the internal combustion engine exists, they just don't like it, so they don't use it. Right? Which makes sense. Perfectly. It perfectly makes sense. People there didn't like how it looked or smelled. Hmm? Well, you could have any of those things be steam powered. Steam assisted windmills. right? Well, you'd have steam-powered electrical generator, basically. That the right, and weaving looms you could have steam-powered. You could have weaving looms steam-powered. But windmills, yeah, the point is sort of lost if you make them steam-powered. Water wheels too. The sort of point is sort of lost if you make them steam-powered. Yeah. Steam-powered trip hammer is how they originally did them. I'm sure you knew that, though. Actually, because you know about as much about forging as I do. Smithing. Okay. Yeah, it could have easily gone that way with our actual world. It was very easy that people could have gone to, yeah, but why not with steam? Okay, that's what, and they don't go talk to the NPC that you were expecting them to be long-term buddies with, right? Is he? Okay, just give me a quick second to blow my nose. So Glum the Goblin has been their group mascot for about a year now. Yeah, I hear ya. Hey, Dragon Lovewater, how you doing? Come in the last 15 minutes of my stream, but you're always welcome, of course. Yeah, and I take it that Glum the Goblin was just a goblin they decided not to kill. Pizza and cake all day, nice. Oh, you're making it, not eating it. Well, it gives ample opportunity to throw in things like racial prejudice, and examine that in your games if you want. All right. The eating part comes through soon. Okay. I thought you were going to stick it in your ear. Hey, Amakaro. Yeah, I've done stuff like that too, Makaro. Hey, Song, how you doing, man? Okay, quick quiz. Esong, you're out. Who can tell me where the 24601 from Esong's name comes from? Awesome, Stretch. Yeah. Yeah. Well, my day has been sore, but I'm here. And I'm weird. Yeah, I heard you canceled your stream last night there, hon. Siobhan. You want to come over there, Siobhan? Yeah, you sound right. You got a lot of people here who care about you. Alright. Yeah, well, make sure you let them know all the hormones you're on, hon. Because, yeah. And very serious ones with antidepressants and hormones. That's why they say not to give antidepressants to kids under the age of 18. It's not because they're kids, it's because they're hormonal. And it messes with those hormones. Usually your hormones are straightened out enough by the time you're 18. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, hon. They've got antidepressants that work for people with hormones, right? Yeah, they have them, right? But you have to let them know because, yeah, you can't stop your hormone treatments. That's stupid. Well, after my stream ends here in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna be going out with Jamie for about an hour and a half, maybe. All right, so I'll be back in at about 5:30. If you feel like coming over, you just come on over, okay? Alright. I'm gonna have fun, alright, Dragon Love Water. We're going to get pot. Well, specifically hash. Because I live in Canada, and it's legal here. What does the streaming schedule look like for the rest of the day? I don't know, so I will look at it. Okay. For the rest of the day, Kahuna Live comes on right after I'm done. Alright. And then Roll Society comes on right when he's done. And the SLM Croatoan comes on in the middle of that. So for an hour, we've got at 4 to 5, we've got Kahuna. Then 5 to 9, we have Roll Society. And 6 to 11, we have the SLM. Alright. You're planning on making your stream tonight there, Siobhan? Wow, that's a long stream. Jeez. Yeah, if Roll Society's on time, yeah. Wow, 5 hours. Well, yeah. Okay, so what time are you starting here? Midnight. Six till 10, then 12. Okay. Hey, Gun, how you doing? Okay. Let's check it out. Who we got going here? Dead Aussie Gamer. Kuna's not on yet. Oh yeah, I followed Dead Aussie. If they're doing Pathfinder, you guys want to raid them? Okay. I'll take that as an affirmation. And we are rating Dead Aussie Gamer. Yeah. Okay. And we are off. 13 of us are going. Thanks for being there. Thanks for being there. Remember, our raid shout is prepare to be boarded. Ah, that hurts like hell. Trying to get that. Okay. Let's go.
We are in a war.
She's got a whole army of Susan.
We can't just kill everyone.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.